Hello fans and friends across the universe and welcome to my YouTube channel From Me to You. My name is Keir Smith. For today's video I'd like to talk about my favourite album of all time. It is the Beatles Abbey Road. Abbey Road has always been my favourite album from when I first heard it at the age of 15, and I heard it quite late in terms of hearing the Beatles back catalogue. My oldest brother Liam is 3.5 years older than me, and he'd been buying up all of the Beatles albums one by one with his hard-earned pay. If my memory serves me right, Abbey Road came into the house quite late. Liam had already bought Help, Rubber Soul, Revolver, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Magical Mystery Tour, the White Album, and both the Red and Blue album, so we'd heard all of them before we got to Abbey Road. But as soon as I heard Abbey Road, I thought it was the best thing ever, and I've gone on to listen to a good few thousand albums since then, but nothing's knocked it off its perch, and I genuinely don't think anything ever will. This album holds such a special place in my heart that I think it's going to be too difficult to beat. And there's probably been a good few thousand reviews of Abbey Road on YouTube, and I've seen some great ones. And as a big Beatles fan, naturally I wanted to review this album in some way and somehow convey my never-ending love and admiration for this brilliant album. But what does one say when it's all been said before, said and articulated in a far more eloquent way than I could ever hope to offer? So let me put it very simply. This album is the best. No album has given me as much listening pleasure as Abbey Road has. To me, it's the musical equivalent of magic. It's jaw-dropping just how great this album is. I've been doing this YouTube channel for a few years now, and I've put this video off time and time again purely because I find it too difficult to describe the genius that's on display across this album, and I thought I could never do it justice. So, having said all of that, I'm now going to underplay it. But I thought I'd do something slightly different here to what I would normally do and go through each of the 16 tracks on Abbey Road, starting with Come Together and finishing with The End, and somehow sum each track up in a sentence or two. For those who have an original copy of the Beatles Abbey Road on vinyl, you'll notice that the song Her Majesty isn't listed as a track and is merely a bonus track, but of course I'll mention that track too. And to make this a little bit more interesting, I'll also score each track out of 10 and give the album an overall score at the end. So sit back, enjoy, and expect some very high marks. So the album opens with Come Together, and quite simply this is a super cool and funky groove, thanks in no small part to Paul's great bass line and Ringo's fills. 9.5 out of 10. Next up is Something, and this is a powerful, sincere and emotive ballad decorated with stunning orchestration. Perfection. 10 out of 10. Maxwell Silverhammer is playfully cute, catchy, funny and brilliant. Wonderful wordplay. 9.5 out of 10. Oh Darling is a piano-led bluesy wail with a throat-shredding vocal by Macca. It's never been a favourite of mine, but it's still very good. 8.5 out of 10. Octopus's Garden is next, and this is light, it's fun, but it's a wonderful arrangement too, and I love those gargling underwater sound effects. It's a joyous affair. I love it endlessly. It never fails to put a smile on my face, and it's a big Beatles favourite of mine, so 10 out of 10. I Want You, She's So Heavy is next, and this is a desperate Lennon primal scream with a grinding white noise finale. There are a few words, but the music says it all. This is incredible. 10 out of 10. So side 2 opens with Here Comes the Sun, and this song couldn't be any more perfect. It's such a great song, a wonderful arrangement, brilliant instrumentation throughout, the harmonies are great, and it sounds like the most sublime summer. 10 out of 10. Because is next, and this is breathtaking. A gorgeous, multi-layered vocal arrangement. Simply beautiful. 9.5 out of 10. You Never Give Me Your Money is next, and for those who don't know, this is my favourite Beatles song ever. 10 out of 10. It's an incredibly ambitious 3 or even 4-part song suite, pieced together seamlessly. So melodic, brilliantly done, and it's a masterclass. Something is next, and this is a soft and subtle soothing piece of soundscaping with Zen energy. A lovely track, 8.5 out of 10. Me Mr Mustard is an easy on the ear, playful song that plods along. It's short and sweet, but I really like it. 9 out of 10. On to Polythene Pan, which is a rollicking rocker with great harmonies and a great guitar solo too. 9 out of 10. She Came In Through the Bathroom Window is another great song with fantastic wordplay and phrasing once again. The guitars are bright and melodic and love those harmonies, and I love the guitar solo too. 9 out of 10. On to Golden Slumbers, and this is both a tender and powerful ballad showcasing both ends of McCartney's superb vocal range. And the string arrangement is absolutely stunning. It's a real emotional high point for the album. 10 out of 10. Carry That Weight is next, and this heightens the senses even further with this stirring and emotional sing-along. It sounds triumphant, and of course we hear a reprise of You Never Give Me Your Money in it too. It's so great. 9.5 out of 10. And that brings us to the end, which is an incredible individual and collective high point to finish the album. Ringo's drum solo is so good, and the 3 guitar solos, wow. And it ends with that gentle piano that leads into one of the most profound lyrics ever, and that lush orchestration around it. Oh, just 10. So I'm staying true to the original album, 16 tracks, and I score it a whopping 142 out of 160. Well, I told you it was good. And yes, Her Majesty is a lovely thing, a wonderful little McCartney ditty. I only wish it went on longer, but it's pretty perfect as it is. If I was going to score it for what it is, 9. So there you go. That was my take on the Beatles' Abbey Road, an album that is so dear to my heart. I literally won't have a bad word said about it. So to wrap things up and put it simply, it's the best band in the world at their brilliant best, making their best music on what I think is their best album. It's the best. So over to you. What do you think of Abbey Road? Have I scored the album too high? What do you think? No, I haven't scored it too high. No, I haven't. It's the Beatles. It's Abbey Road. Shut up. But as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you for my next video sometime soon. Peace and love. Bye for now.